On Cutting Down the Thorn at Market-Hill, 1727 by Jonathan Swift. At Market-Hill as well appears by chronicle of ancient date, there stood for many hundred years a spacious thorn before the gate. Hither came every village maid, and on the boughs her garland hung, and here, beneath the spreading shade secure from satyrs sat and sung. Sir Archibald too, that valorous knight, the lord of all the fruitful plain, would come to listen with delight, for he was fond of rural strain. Sir Archibald, whose favourite name shall stand for ages on record, by Scottish bards of highest fame, wise Hawthornden and Stirling's Lord 3. But time with iron teeth, I ween, has cankered all its branches round, no fruit or blossom to be seen its head, reclining toward the ground. This aged sickly sapless thorn, which must alas no longer stand, behold the cruel Dean, in scorn cuts down, with sacrilegious hand. Dame Nature, when she saw the blow astonished, gave a dreadful shriek, and Mother Tellus trembled, so she scarce recovered in a week. The sylvan powers with fear, perplexed in prudence, and compassion sent, for none could tell whose turn was next sad omens of the dire event. The magpie lighting on the stalk stood chattering with incessant din, and with her beak gave many a knock to rouse and warn the nymph within. The owl foresaw in pensive mood the ruin of her ancient seat, and fled in haste with all her brood to seek a more secure retreat. Last trotted forth the gentle swine to ease her itch against the stump, and dismally was heard to whine all as she scrubbed her measly rump. The nymph who dwells in every tree, if all be true that poets chant, condemned by fate's supreme decree, must die with her expiring plant. Thus when the gentle Spina found the thorn committed to her care, received its last and deadly wound, she fled and vanished into air. But from the root, a dismal groan first issuing struck the murderer's ears, and in a shrill revengeful tone, this prophecy he trembling hears. Thou chief contriver of my fall, relentless Dean, to mischief born, my kindred oft thine hide, shall gall thy gown and cassock oft be torn. And thy confederate dame, who brags that she condemned me to the fire, shall rend her petticoats to rags, and wound her legs with every briar. Nor thou, Lord Arthur, for, shall escape to thee. I often called in vain against that assassin in crape, yet thou couldst tamely see me slain. Nor when I felt the dreadful blow, or chid the dean, or pinched thy spouse, since you could see me treated so, an old retainer to your house. May that fell dean, by whose command was formed this Machiavellian plot, not leave a thistle on thy land, then who will own thee for a Scot? Pigs and fanatics, cows and teagues, through all my empire I foresee, to tear thy hedges join, in leagues sworn to revenge my thorn and me. And thou, the wretch ordained by fate, Neil Gahagan, Hibernian clown, with hatchet blunter than thy pate to hack my hallowed timber down. When thou suspended high in air deest on a more ignoble tree, for thou shalt steal thy landlord's mare, then bloody caitiff, think on me. Footnote 1. A village near the seat of Sir Arthur Aikson, where the dean made a long visit. The tree, which was a remarkable one, was much admired by the knight, yet the dean, in one of his unaccountable humors, gave directions for cutting it down in the absence of Sir Arthur, who was of course highly incensed. By way of making his peace, the dean wrote this poem, which had the desired effect. Footnote 2. Sir Archibald Aikson, Secretary of State for Scotland. Footnote 3. Drummond of Hawthornden and Sir William Alexander, Earl of Stirling, who were both friends of Sir Archibald, and famous for their poetry. Footnote 4. Sir Arthur Aikson,